happy holidays to all that celebrate them. You're probably busy today, and I'm covering GCPU Delibird of all Pokemon, so I'll make this quick. Delibird is a fairly important and influential Pokemon in GCPU because it is the one legal Pokemon that learns Spikes. Delibird, on its own, is a horrible Pokemon, but Spikes are so good that it remains a relevant Pokemon nonetheless. Spikes is the second best move in Gen 2 because the chip they provide is incredibly useful for offensive and even defensive strategies alike. Spikes make top tier offensive Pokemon like Seadra, Furret and Murkrow much more difficult to handle because most Pokemon that wanted to switch into them had to take additional chip damage that might force them into range of being KO'd. Spikes are also key against defensive Pokemon like Magcargo and Sunflora because they limit their walling capabilities and prevent them from just switching around endlessly. Spikes define every single GSC tier besides ZU, even in NU and PU we have to use Pineco and Delibird for them, respectively. Without Spikes, GC OU, Ubers, UU and NU would all be borderline unplayable stall fests without Spikes. Now, why did I not include PU in that list? That is because GSC PU is the first tier where Spikes aren't borderline mandatory. The primary reason is that Delibird just kinda fucking sucks. Unlike in NU, where Pineco could explode and check some physical attackers, Delibird truly offers nothing other than Spikes. Delibird is very weak, very frail, not particularly fast, and weak to common attacking types like Rock and Fire. It can provide free entry for dangerous Pokemon like Seadra and Seaking. Delibird has very few opportunities to come in, and oftentimes its spikes can just be spun away by Rapid Spin. It is also very difficult to spin block with Ghastly due to the insane prominence of Pursuit Murkrow. You're largely better off foregoing Delibird on defensive teams, and even offensive teams don't need to use it all the time. Against offensive teams, Delibird is just dead weight outside of Spikes, and if those teams have Rapid Spin, it's borderline useless. Delibird has so little opportunity to come in and so little usefulness outside of Spikes that it's difficult to spam on absolutely every team. A lot of offensive teams just don't really need Spikes to often get away with the sheer power of Pokemon like Furret and Seadra. Spikes offense is a good strategy in GCPU, but it's far from being the best thing you can run. A lot of the time offensive teams in this tier, you can get by without using Spikes. Still, though, many teams appreciate Spikes due to their sheer usefulness. Furret and Seadra with Spikes up is pretty dangerous, you know. Offensive teams that stack special attackers like Abra and Seadra especially appreciate Spikes. While far from a top tier Pokemon, Delibird has an important place in GSCPU. The fact that people use Delibird and Pineco all for Spikes in GSC lower tiers truly does speak volumes as to how good Spikes are.